Hello everybody, Miss Genney here again. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a picture and use perspective. Now perspective is all about showing how close to you something is and how far away it is. So things that are further away look smaller and things that are closer look bigger. And we're going to combine this with some shading to make our objects look further or closer to us as well. Right, so you need a piece of paper to start with, and the first thing you need to do is to draw a little black dot in the middle of your page. Then you're going to draw some 2D shapes around the edges of your paper. Now you want to be using a ruler to make sure that your sides are straight, or you could find objects in your house to draw around. Now you might decide you want to stick with the same shape all the time, or you might want to have a combination. You can see that all of mine, when they're done, they come out nice and crisp with straight sides. So I'm drawing a few different shapes all the way around, and you can also change the size as well, and this has a really nice effect. Now what I need to do is, you can see where that little dot in the middle is. I'm going to draw from all of the edges that are facing that dot a straight ruler line to that point. If it would have gone through another shape, then you don't draw that bit of the line, and that will become clearer as I go along. So straight lines there from the sides of that circle to the point. Now actually it looks more like a cone. And for this rectangle, 2 straight sides there and another one there. I haven't done the fourth corner because that would be underneath the shape, and so you don't draw those lines. And keep going all the way around, always going to that point. And can you see that it looks like those shapes are bursting out towards us now because we're creating that perspective, so it looks like a 3D shape further apart towards that centre. And as you go around, you are drawing all of those lines, and you can see on mine there with that last rectangle, I didn't draw the lines going through that other shape. Now that we've got that, we're going to put some patterns into the shapes that we've drawn. And I'm just going to keep these nice and black and white, and they can be however you want really. Just try and maybe vary it about, do different thicknesses of lines, and you can go across. I've done like a little checkerboard there, spots, lines, crisscross, bit of an abstract shape, lines and spots, another checkerboard, and some zigzags, and I'm going to thicken those lines up a little bit as well. Now obviously you can see that I'm speeding up this, so you take your time with it and make sure that those patterns look really nice. Now that we've got our picture like this, we can now add a little bit of colour and shading, and that really again helps to create that perspective of things being closer to you and further away. So I have my picture here, and I'm going to start adding some colour. So you want a variety of different coloured crayons here, and we're going to have darker shading towards the centre, and then we're going to have lighter shading towards the front of the picture. So how I've done that is that when I want my shading to be darker, is I've pressed on a little bit harder, and when I want it to be lighter, I don't press on as hard. Now I'm speeding this process up for you, but you need to take your time. And you can see then it looks a bit like a shadow, and the further away it gets darker and darker. And I'm going to choose a different colour, and I'll do that there. And another colour. And you can see that with this at the minute, you can see where all my pencil lines are. So then I'm just going to put a little bit more shading on so it's not quite as obvious. And I'm just choosing different colours, and it doesn't matter which colours you choose, whatever you prefer, to go all the way around. But what should happen is when this is finished, it creates the effect that your picture is just bursting out of the page, and it looks very 3D even though it's just on a flat piece of paper. And keep going. Another colour. Going for a bit of orange. And a nice pink. And finally a blue. And when you're finished, you should end up with something like this. And I think that's just a really nice pattern. It's quite a relaxing thing to do as well. And you are showing perspective. You've used that central point where you have all of your lines of perspective going to, and it looks like those shapes are 3D now.